The unveiling of her Nike signature shoe should have been a triumphant moment, a crowning achievement cementing her status as one of the brightest stars in the league. Instead, the event unleashed a tidal wave of pushback so intense that it overshadowed the celebration entirely. Fans weren't just reacting to the shoe. They were reacting to everything Wilson had become associated with over the past 2 seasons. And as the spotlight intensified, another bombshell dropped, one powerful enough to blow apart the narrative she had tried so desperately to control. Team USA didn't simply overlook her. They didn't delay her invitation or offer a diplomatic explanation. They erased her from the roster. A player who believed her legacy was carved into marble suddenly found herself removed like chalk from sidewalk. And the most painful part is that the message wasn't subtle. It wasn't coded or disguised. It was a direct comparison, a side-by-side evaluation of 2 players whose trajectories couldn't be more opposite. One had spent 2 years elevating the sport through talent and composure. The other had spent those same 2 years spiraling into resentment, unable to accept that a new era was unfolding without her consent. Team USA didn't just pick Caitlin Clark for her skill. They picked her because she represents growth. They picked her because she represents the future of basketball on the world stage. And in doing so, they sent Wilson a reminder that no player, no matter how decorated, can immune themselves from consequences. The truth is that Wilson's downfall didn't happen overnight. It unfolded through small choices, subtle comments, and a constant pattern of negativity directed toward a rising star who never once engaged in the fight. Fans watched with growing discomfort as Wilson, often flanked by a chorus of media-friendly voices, attempted to undermine Clark's accomplishments, diminish her influence, and question her relevance. At first, these remarks seemed harmless, maybe even competitive. But as Clark shattered attendance records, broke viewership milestones, and introduced millions of new fans to the sport, Wilson's tone sharpened. What she didn't understand was that every dig, every passive-aggressive jab, every jealous remark was being logged, not only by fans, but by the people who make decisions at the highest level of international basketball. And then came the Nike controversy. Instead of generating excitement, the rollout ignited an explosion of criticism aimed squarely at Wilson and the culture she had fostered. Fans accused her of gatekeeping, of bitterness, of lacking grace in moments where leadership mattered most. Instead of rallying support, the announcement triggered memories of every dismissive gesture toward Clark, every attempt to downplay her impact on the sport. And when the Team USA roster dropped, the symbolism was impossible to miss. Caitlin Clark, the player Wilson had tried for years to diminish, had been elevated. Wilson, who once positioned herself as the immovable face of women's basketball, had been pushed aside. What coaches saw wasn't a rivalry. It wasn't personal preference. It was adaptability. It was skill that travels. It was composure under pressure. And it was an awareness that international basketball demands a completely different temperament than domestic league drama. Clark thrives under intensity because she doesn't rely on officiating to generate her offense. She doesn't need special conditions or favorable whistles. Her scoring is pure, self-contained, and unshakable. Meanwhile, Wilson's game, so dominant on WNBA courts, cracked under the harsher, more physical style of international play. Without the soft fouls, without the controlled environment, her production plummeted. Coaches noticed. Scouts noticed. Fans noticed. The result wasn't political. It was inevitable. The meltdown that followed behind closed doors only widened the gap between the 2 players. While Clark celebrated quietly with humility and gratitude, Wilson launched into anger and disbelief, pacing through phone calls, demanding explanations, grasping for a reason that wouldn't force her to confront the truth. She wasn't excluded because of favoritism or politics. She was excluded because she no longer embodied what Team USA represents. Not skill, not composure, not leadership, not unity. And her inability to accept responsibility only confirmed what coaches already suspected. A player who collapses under ego cannot carry a country under pressure. Meanwhile, Clark stepped into her role with the same effortless poise that has defined her ascension. No theatrics, no victory lap, just preparation, focus, and a genuine excitement to learn from veterans who respect the game as deeply as she does. Her presence in the pool changes everything. It energizes Team USA. It attracts global attention. It opens doors for partnerships, sponsorships, and international broadcasts. Clark is not merely a basketball player. She is an economic engine. She is a cultural bridge. She is a unifying figure in a sport desperate for forward momentum. And in that sense, her selection was never a debate. It was destiny. Wilson's exclusion, on the other hand, marks a turning point. The league's former queen now stands outside the gates she once guarded. The conversation is no longer about whether she deserved the spot. It's about what the next chapter looks like when the old hierarchy falls away. Team USA made their priorities clear. They want skill over theatrics, humility over ego, teamwork over division. They want players who lift the sport forward, not pull it backward. And the player who best embodies that future isn't the one who believed she owned the league. It's the one who changed the world without ever trying to. So now the question sits in your hands. After everything you've learned, after seeing how both players carry themselves, after witnessing the shifting power dynamics of women's basketball, do you believe A'ja Wilson deserved a removal from Team USA? Was it a fair reflection of performance and character? Or was it the harshest wake-up call the sport has ever delivered? Whatever you think, the conversation is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments, join the debate, and let your voice shape the next chapter of this evolving story. And while you're here, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the biggest moments in sports history. Your support keeps these stories alive, and we'll see you in the next one.